Welcome to my program, Bashy's Corner. It's a special program where we invite guests who have something important to talk about or discuss with us. And we take topics, sports, labor market, culture, any issue which mainstream media doesn't want or doesn't dare. And to prove my point, I have invited a very, very special guest today, Torben Møller Hansen, who's a director for the Association of Nydansker. And I think that we should start from there. After I say thank you very much for coming and Happy New Year. Many Danes know you because you are a very passionate person. You want to help the society. You want to help ethnic minorities. But why did you chose this name Nydansker?
Oh, that's a long story. But the thing
was
the short version is that when this organization was created in '97,
yes,
then a lot of different names were used to describe New Danes. As we know him now, there was Fremarbejder, there were yeah, and most of those names were reflecting negative attitudes, problems. What we wanted to work with in this organization was the positive attitude and the possibilities, and therefore it was necessary for us to create a new term, so it would not be related with the obstacles, barriers. So we actually stole this name from New Australians. And were very inspired, saying the New Danes, and in the beginning, we succeeded in only using this New Danes term when it was related to possibilities, to a new beginning, to what we could do together. But then, as the years went by, the politicians took it in, and also started to use it when we describe, barriers and problems. And so I guess now it's just a word that everybody knows, but the positive meaning has in some way disappeared. But I hope that people still relate it when it's related to our organization, only to the positive.
I remember you and me, we had a long discussion in a big meeting many years back, where I also said, why you call it New Danes? But I think that it's good that you stuck to that. Your organization is actually Denmark's leading organization, which is independent, knowledge-based, and work for diversity. But there are also many other NGOs, other organizations who do the same work. What is so special about your organization?
I think what's special about our organization, and I haven't found anything like our organization in the rest of Europe.
Okay.
Actually, I think it's one of its kind. It's created by companies for companies. You're absolutely right when you say that a lot of other NGOs work with this, try to make integration work better. But the thing is that our organization is created by companies, and our only members are companies and business people. So our only topic is the integration on the labor market. So we don't have an opinion on who is invited to Denmark, who is getting asylum.
So no politics?
No, not really. But still, when it comes to the labor market, then we have a lot of ideas, and we have a lot of solutions, and we also have some political point of views.
So you're practically oriented?
We are very practical. We are working together now with 40 municipalities and more than 100 companies. And we are solving what everybody else is looking upon as problems. We're solving that every day.
So if I have to ask you, just for my own information, one thing is that one wants to work for diversity, and companies can earn money having diverse labor. But why was it set up? I mean, this condition, conditions were ripe, or what was happening in the society at that time?
In '97, then we have in Denmark just received a lot of refugees from the old Yugoslavic countries.
Bosnia.
Bosnia. And the thing was that a lot of companies, and the municipalities, they could not solve this task, this give these people work without going to the companies. So in 97 there was a big pressure towards the companies. A very similar situation as what we find now. Actually, we did take upon a responsibility quite among the same amount of immigrants at that time as we see now. And the companies were asked, will you help us to bring these people into the labor market? And the companies actually looked upon this, looking upon a lot of trouble, saying, how do we do this? So actually they went together and they found that the best solution were to establish a knowledge organization. So the companies that did a piece of voluntary work on this could actually give their experience, pass their experience on to other companies. So the right knowledge and the solutions would be spread in Denmark very fast.
So there was a goodwill among the private sector.
Most definitely.
Okay, because Denmark as a welfare society, I mean the welfare system, and we have a public sector which is huge, and there are a lot of ethnic minorities work there, but as you say, there was also goodwill among the private sector, you know, that
actually the private sector, it was private sector companies that formed the first board in Forening Nydansker and hired the first director, and 6 months after they hired me. And since that, in my board has been the government, the country organization for the municipalities, and private companies. So, as a matter of fact, I am hired by private companies to teach the good knowledge from the private sector and the public sector to companies who want to participate in the integration in a positive way.
And you just jumped and you say, yes, you want to be part of that.
I remember this as when I was offered this job, I thought this is a once in a lifetime chance. And since that's 15 years ago, and I still feel very obligated and very, this is a special job when I go to job every morning.
And it is I understand, and please correct me, that it's a non-profit and organization, but economically, how does it survive if it is non-profit? I mean, this.
Yeah, we are supported a little by our members. They pay a fee, but this fee is only about 1/10 of our turnaround each year. The rest of the money, my colleagues and I work for in projects that we initiate at companies. We help companies. Also, the idea and the process models that we invent, we try to spread together with the Ministry of Integration and the Ministry of Labor, and we also conduct teaching of the integration in municipality workers.
Okay.
So, to be honest, in every way that we can spread the good knowledge on how to work with the integration in private sector, in public sector, in job centers, and also we have a big volunteer work where BIS people they voluntarily take responsibility for integration on one-on-one relations, and this is very successful also. So
then the question is that, I mean, I know that you work very hard to, lower the barriers for ethnic minorities on the labor market, but do you have some visible success stories where you can see, okay, I can see that?
Yes. Well, this year we are dedicated mostly doing two things, because we know this is what works. First of all, in the municipality called Vejle, we have an organization called LG Insight has helped Vejle municipality to work in a new way in their job center, that in many ways turn what job centers used to do upside down.
So that's what called Vejle model.
Exactly, it's called branchepakkemodellen.
Okay.
And this model we found very successful, and together with LG this year we are very focused on bringing this model to all the other municipalities in Denmark who wants this model. And we are training their colleagues to do this way, to conduct their work in this way as Vejle, instead of what they're doing now. Because in Vejle, when they started up this, the success rate on creating jobs to newcomers, refugees, was about 12%. After 1 year, that's approximately the same as in the rest of Denmark, approximately 12%. After implementing this model called Vejle-modellen, the success rate was more than doubled. Actually, it was going to 30%.
Wow.
More than 30%. And right now, the success rate is below 40%.
But Torben, can you take model of one municipality, maybe which has a special area, special factories, a special workforce? Can you implement it on other municipalities like Copenhagen? Huge.
The short answer is yes, because you can't really copy the success rate, because no system is better than the employees and the municipality people that conduct it. But the thing is that I think that in the municipalities, in the job centers, are actually very skilled people. Right now, they're working very hard, and I think a lot of people will not be will think that the job centers are not working 100% right now, possibly because very much pressure on them right now. But if you put all your good things into a model that actually could be working better if you turn it around. And you work better with the companies, and that's the case in the Vejle model. Is actually they have streamlined, they mainstreamed the working together with the companies, so to benefit for everybody.
If I come back to from the private to the public sector, you also say that making diversity management is a very natural and a valued element within the Danish industry.
Yes.
So the question is, does industry listens to you?
I don't think they in that way listen to me. I think they listen to the numbers. As a matter of fact, 1 week from now.
But you are the one who present the numbers.
Yeah, we are very much trying to produce the numbers and the proof that diversity matters. Not as a heart and a good feeling, but as bottom line result. And actually, a week from now, the ISS,
the cleaning company,
definitely, they are releasing a very big report made on 220 Danish companies that clearly shows that the companies that have diversity in the management, they are performing better on both the top line and the bottom line.
So the question is, Torben, diversity is very beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm all for that. But sometimes diversity, like ISS, this is a cleaning company, and you have a lot of cheap labor. And diversity means also that you should have people also on the middle and the top level.
Most definitely. The diversity
and
management.
not only cleaners,
Yeah, but what the result that the ISS is going to present is measured in management.
All right. Okay.
So it's both the gender perspective, it's the diversity perspective, it's the mixing of educational backgrounds, potential, and if you put these things together, then what we do is that we find out how much diversity is in the management and how is the bottom line.
Okay.
And if you look upon these two main factors, then clearly it's a proof that diversity is not just a good feeling, it's also a good business.
Okay. You also focus on integration of people who are coming now, but also those who have been here. And people who have lived here 30, 40 years, or their youth, young people, and those who come, they are two different groups. Can you use the same model for everybody?
It's a difficult question, but the short answer is yes, no integration is going to be performed without a company, private or public, because the integration is only possible to me if you have the right to earn your own money, support your own family, pay taxes, be part of the be a part of the country, and in that way, I don't see that there should be a difference between people that have just come in from Syria or a Turkish man that has been here for the last 20 years. Definitely, our task is to put people in a position where they can actually use their competence, what they learn for a whole life, and use that in a business situation for the benefit of everybody. We all lose if people are unemployed.
That's true. But how do you then encourage the companies,
I think that one should understand that companies are working very hard to make money for the people that are actually investing in them. So they are not a welfare, or they haven't got a door saying welfare office.
No.
And therefore, if it's too complex, if it's too much problem, if it's too much barrier, then the company will say no. If someone is going there, explain to them in an easy way that they can rely on being supported in this matter, that it's actually easy, that they shouldn't fill out a lot of papers, and that we have the right man for the right position. Then they look upon you and say, I'm still listening. And that's a situation that we want to achieve. And yesterday I was visiting one of our biggest companies in Jutland, Arla, which are very interested in getting people into non-skilled production.
Yes.
And the week before we were working on a big project with one of our biggest high education companies from the medical sector.
Okay.
And the only thing that I receive from them is understanding. They know that Denmark is right now lifting a big obligation with their refugees, and all of them are actually ready to participate.
But that's a good news. But then how you can go and talk with big companies, and you can have seminars, you can have workshops, but how do you reach ethnic minorities? How do you reach refugees? Where do they come? They're from job centers, or?
Yes, our organization hasn't got the muscle to be a direct connection to the immigrants. So we work together with the job centers. Okay. And therefore, if we make arrangements with companies, then always the next step will be getting in touch with the job center. So it's very important that the immigrants, if we in any way should be able to participate in their needs of getting a job, they should always go to the job center. And then hopefully the job center or organizations like ours will be the link to the companies. A lot of job centers do this very good on their own, but in some matters we can be a very good go-between, and also we have the models that maybe the job center haven't yet tried. Okay,
and so it's like a cooperation, 50-50 win-win.
Everybody win.
Okay, you were invited by Prime Minister Lars Løkke to a meeting of civil society and Marine Bow. And there you suggested a comprehensive package of lessons in Danish and an internship both at local companies will get refugees into workplace. Did he listen to you?
Yes, is a short answer, because very soon afterwards they had satspulje negotiations, and there were formed I think they put aside 22 million kroner this year, and they labeled it branchepakker and erhvervspakker. So to me, we haven't seen we haven't seen these money work yet, but to me it looks very much like our Prime Minister wants to see the model from Vejle in action in the rest of Denmark.
You are also quoted that you have warned that we should not adopt new and untested, approaches in Denmark. Why so?
Because I think that of course it's very likely that if we continued in the innovation process, we might find new tools that were very suitable, very good. But the thing is that we shouldn't. Right now, we have a big piece of work in front of us for the next year, finding jobs to all the Syrian refugees and the rest of the unemployed New Danes in Denmark. And this is severe. This is very important. So we should not wait. What I'm saying is that right now we have tools, we have models, and we have and the companies are listening. So right now we should actually use this moment, saying, let's hit them with everything we got. Let's support them with the things we got, and create new pictures on solutions and put them in the papers. Because solutions is so much better to look upon the papers as problems.
True. But then some people will say that we have 1 million people which are getting support from the government. We have a huge number of people, Danes, white Danes who are without job. And there are political parties who said, hey, Danes first. Yeah,
but the thing is that we have democracy. And our democracy is that are supported by all the members of parliament, has actually given asylum to refugees in Denmark. And when the democracy gives asylum to these people, then obvious these people should work. If some Danes might think that the Danes are first in line, then that's not what I heard from Christiansborg, and I haven't read it somewhere that yes we say yes to these refugees, giving them legal access to Denmark, but they are second in line for jobs. I haven't read that anywhere.
No, but Danish People Party say clearly, you can hear them every time, that they say these people who come here asylum seeker, they should stay in camps. They should not be allowed to work. They should not be allowed to have their family. They should not be allowed to this, and they have a big power. I mean, they are helping the government.
Yeah, no, but these are suggestions. But it's not.
You think it's not going to happen?
It's not. I don't know if it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We in Forening Nydansker, we start with the legislation that has been elected, and right now my piece of work is to find jobs for these people, and that can change, and then we'll see different, maybe.
I know that you don't like to talk about politics, but everything is politics.
Definitely.
I mean, what work you do is also politics. So I wanted to ask your opinion, or maybe your point of view, on Prime Minister's New Year's speech, where he said the refugee crisis is the largest and most complex crisis we have had in this century. That doesn't sound very good.
I think he's right in a way that the crisis in the Syria it's very difficult to see the end of it. And therefore we have a lot of refugees, as I said in the beginning. We tried that before, but the thing is that right now it looks like it hasn't. We can't see the end of this. So Europe should, in a way, get ready for not only the refugees we know now, but more refugees.
If we don't solve the problem.
Yeah. The legislation, the framework of legislation that I know of now, means that Denmark will also in this year and next year after will take a lot of refugees, and I think our government has also for the next 3 years made a budget saying there will be about 60,000 refugees to come to Denmark, and that's my.
When we are closing the borders to
we don't
Sweden,
know
to Germany, Germany is closing the border to Austria.
I haven't. I don't know what's going to what differences our government is going to present, and neither do everybody else, and neither do everybody else. The thing is, right now I see that this year we have had a lot of Syrians and people from Eritrea coming to Denmark, and I will try to together with companies to find jobs for these people. And right now, I think that for the next 2 years, a lot of refugees will come too, if nothing changes, and we also had that to battle.
Torben, you do a lot of lobbying. I know you speak with the politician, you speak with the investment. Have you ever thought of going into politics, for example, and come in the parliament, and there you can bring some new ideas?
I think that I admire the people that work in politics, because I think it's a very demanding job, both in hours, but also that you have to be able to negotiate with what you believe in. I know that from our former integration minister,
yes,
who is a friend of mine, and I also know it from another former integration minister, Bertel Haarder, that I very much I think he's very skilled, and I also know I'll never be able to make the negotiation the results that they do, because I have to have this framework that I can rely on and work with that, and I found that in this organization. Of course, if Parliament elects new laws, new legislations, then we'll adapt to that. But I have a very strong crew, and together with me, we have we are very focused, and that what I believe in as a good, everyday work day. Have
you got a large staff? Because from your work, it's a very big work. You work with the factory, with the industries, with companies, and you work with communes. Then you have to hire some people.
I have 11 very good colleagues, and then we have a lot of young people working with us that are students on our universities that are bought by the hour, and also students from universities having practic at Forening Nydansker. But and together we have a very strong crew, and all of us are united in this idea that we believe that when we get up in the morning, do a good day's work and go home, then we've done something to build the Denmark that we believe in.
So you're very happy with the work you have done?
Most definitely.
Torben, it was a pleasure having you.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Absolutely, and I hope that our viewers have learned a lot from Torben, that things are not as bad as you read in the media, but things are moving in the right direction.
Hope so.
Until next time, take good care of yourself.